A couple years ago, I said, why don't we stick to our strengths? I'll draw a strange character, I'll send it to you, and you create a story based around that character.
And I remember receiving on my iPhone a drawing of this guy who looked like an old-time gangster. And Mark said, you have a half hour to come up with a story starter. I liked the challenge that he gave me, and I came up with this story starter and sent it back to him, and he loved it. And really during that year, maybe once every couple of weeks, he would send me a picture, and then it kind of changed where I would come up with a story starter, and then I would send it to him, and then he would draw the picture. Mm-hmm. So we put out Wicked Weird story starters, and a lot of the Falmouth schools have used it. And so then we thought, you know what, we're on to something.
So I said, why don't we just put a coloring book together, and it could still be within our Wicked Weird theme. And so that's what we just published.
Yeah, and it's not just a coloring book, it's coloring and activity book. So we do have story starters in there. We have word puzzles. If they're not old enough to write, they can work with their parents doing story starters that way. But they're going to love it regardless because of all the weird characters and the coloring. And
it's really a book for the whole family. The parents can read the stories to the younger kids who can't yet read. But then the really little kids can then just pull out those crayons and start coloring the pages and having a good time. And we were just told that a couple of kids, two siblings, sort of paired up and teamed up. One was reading, one was coloring, and they spent like an hour and a half coloring just one page. So that made us feel great.
It makes us feel great because our mission really is, to get kids creating.
We've done some school visits together. We've talked to the Hanover school system. Ted has done school visits for years. I've done a whole bunch of school visits. So when we collaborate and get together to talk to schools, we just did one for the Hanover Middle School last year, talked to 800 kids, and we tell them about our lives as creative people and how we were kids, grew up in Falmouth Heights together. And we sort of just tell our story and tell them how we collaborated and created the Wicked Weird Story Starter books.
The book is available on thestorystarters.com. We'll be dealing with bookstores now and hopefully be talking with 8 Cousins and all those great bookstores throughout Cape Cod.